I just got asked a very interesting question, which was, how do I use a metronome? I feel like the metronome is really hard to use. So I thought about it, and I realized I never really thought, like I kind of took for granted that, like, I've used the metronome for so long to help myself out, but I never really thought that this was like a question that someone could, like, this was like a legit concern, like I don't know how to use a metronome. So I'm gonna try my best to explain. So first thing I want to make clear is, like, the metronome is more like, it's kind of like a crutch that you put on yourself. So, like, a lot of people don't like using the metronome because it's it's very uncomfortable. Like, I think that a metronome is supposed to be very uncomfortable because it's like a crutch that you're putting on yourself, and it forces you to go exactly the same timing as it. So if you think of it as training, it's not as bad. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable. No pain, no gain, right? So the thing, like, with the metronome is, like, when you when you turn on the metronome, like, you set like the speed at which it clicks, right? So when you turn it on, it's gonna go like duk 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 duk, and then you can make it faster or slower. You get to decide what each click represents. So, like, either you could say, like, one click equals a quarter note, or you could say one click equals an eighth note, or one click equals even a half note, or even a whole note. You could decide that, and you should decide that. So, like, I'm gonna use this, like, scale for to, like, demonstrate. This is like a G major scale, 3 octaves, with the acceleration exercise from Ivan Galamian. All you have to know is that Galamian is, like, a famous violin teacher from, I don't know, from he's a famous violin teacher. Um, that's all you need to know. So, okay, so I'm gonna use metronomeonline.com because internet. So I'm setting on 60. Now it's clicking now, and I hope you can hear it. So it's clicking, and 60 basically means that every second it clicks once. So I can decide, like, you want to decide, like, two things. First, you want to decide what each click represents, and then, so I'm gonna say each click is a quarter note. So over here I have four eighth notes. So since I decided that each click is a quarter note, every two notes I play, I have to have the same timing that when the metronome clicks, every time it clicks, I play two notes. If I decided that each click is a quarter note. So you're gonna be off a lot probably when you're practicing and you're, like, forcing yourself to play along with the metronome, and you're probably gonna feel very uncomfortable. That's actually good because, like, you're forcing yourself to have good timing. Once you take off the metronome, you're, like, you'll be able to do good timing, but then you're also able to make musical decisions, like do retards and stuff, you know? Like some people might argue, like, metronome is bad because you can't be musical, but I think it's good because you can, it's better to, like, be able to do everything on time and then make musical decisions. Like you could decide to slow down and speed up, you know? But the harder thing is always being on time. That's the hardest thing. That's why you want to train with the metronome. So, okay, so yeah, let's get started. So in this exercise, it's a G major scale 3 octaves, right? So, oh man, my dog wants food. I have to feed him. So, okay, so, oh, what was I saying? Okay, so in this exercise, it's the same scale with different amounts of notes that you do in one bow. This is actually like a different topic. Also, it helps you like be really good. It helps you like, you know, when you see people play like one bow and they're like, this helps you do that. Well, it helps you get towards that. So the first one, I'm gonna do 4 notes on one bow, and I'm gonna try to distribute my bow. Like I'm gonna try to play whole bows for every bow I do. And for the first line, I'm gonna try to do like I'm gonna listen very hard for the metronome, and then I'm gonna try to hit every 2 notes I play. It's gonna be 1 click. And then so like the first note I play is gonna be together with the metronome, and then the third note I play right here is gonna be together with the metronome. So like I have that in mind. I'm trying to do that. If I'm off, then I can retry. I can try again and keep going until I feel like I'm getting more accurate. So that's how I know I'm improving. So like, see, like I'm like thinking about the timing, and I'm trying to start the first note exactly on the click, like that. But then for this particular exercise, I want to do that with a whole bow, I think. So 4 notes on one bow. So in order to like be disciplined, I try to make sure that the string I'm playing on, like in this case is the G string, I make sure that the G string is like inside of this metal part. That's how I know like I got to the frog enough. So for the tip, I just get very close to the tip. I think of David Oistrakh and his Tchaikovsky second movement, and how he has like no room left at the tip, but he still squeezes it out, like the little tiny few millimeters that he has left. So by the way, I'm not doing their fingers. You could do their fingers. I just shift like right here on the D. But the top has numbers and the bottom has numbers. Those are just like alternative fingerings. So you could either like, if you follow the fingerings on the top, then you just follow the top all the way. Or if you follow the fingers on the bottom, you just follow the bottom all the way. Or you could make your own. As long as I don't know. It's good to try them all. Anyway. And then the second one, right? The second one, I'm deciding that they're triplets. So I want the first, I see these as groups of 3 now, right? So like, now I'm deciding that I want 1 click on this first note, and then the second click is on this second note. So like, yeah, it's supposed to be very uncomfortable, and like, yeah, training is training. Should be uncomfortable. So So here on the third line, there's 8 notes now. You could actually do 2 notes in one bow and 1 note in one bow also, but it's not written here. So here's 8 notes now. So I want 1 click per 4 notes, and I'm just listening very carefully. So to try to match like when exactly the time that I play the note, the metronome clicks. If you have trouble hearing, like if you match or not, because you might, if you're like starting off, and if you have trouble hearing because you're so focused on your playing, you're so focused on your hands and other stuff, you could record yourself like playing with the metronome and then check like if you play together with the metronome. So oh shoot. So like that. Okay. Alright, so the next one is 12 notes in one bow. So like that. So I'm deciding I want 1 click here on this note, I want 1 click here on this note. So you think about what you want to do before you do it, and then you see if you could do it. Oh, I'm late, I think. So since I'm late, I go a little bit faster to be on time. It's not perfect, but you get the idea. So the last one is 24 notes on one bow. So I'm gonna split it in groups of 3 like this. So I'm gonna have a click on this one, click on this right here, and click on this one right here. Hopefully I could do this. That could have been better, but you get the idea. I'm probably gonna put this on my YouTube. If you guys have any questions, come chat in Discord or put comments. Put in comments in the comment section. So I'll see you guys later.